Well, folks, we have two bits of news today, more about the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Whether this is news that'll be dropped in about 2 hours and 15 minutes from now on the Week of Legend lore from Wizards of the Coast, I don't know, but it is regarding two new bits about the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And more importantly, folks, if you're planning on pre-ordering it via Amazon, go to the link in the description now. It is currently listed at 40% off. If you buy it now, you'll get it for $29.95 as opposed to $49.95. I can't speak to how it is in other countries outside the US, but that is the case. And there will be an affiliate link in the description below. That means if you do pre-order it through that link, I benefit monetarily if you're kind enough to use it. So everybody wins. Let's talk about the two different things we're going to discuss today. One is this Wild Beyond the Witchlight Feywild Adventure Accessory Kit. The only thing it says here is Accessory Kit to the first official Dungeons & Dragons adventure set primarily in the Feywild. Tune into D&D Live to get more information. So that it's $29.99. That seems like a little pricey. That's a new image we've never seen before. That this sort of black box image here, very generic looking. But my guess is this is ultimately going to become the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Wild Beyond the Witchlight Dice and Miscellany Kit. Right, we've seen these in the past. It's like a box. You open it up, it's felt lined in the inside. It comes with a set of dice. It usually comes with a map of some kind, and then info cards about the NPCs or the locations contained within the adventure. We haven't had one, I don't believe, this year. I don't think Candlekeep had one. So we usually get one about once a year, typically with the adventure, right? We've gotten them in the past, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate. So I imagine it'll be the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Dice and Miscellany Kit. Usually I thought they retail for around like $25. I realize this is only $5 more, but I hope there's $5 worth of material to include there. So that's what I ultimately think that's going to be. But the most interesting part is if you go back to the Wild Beyond the Witchlight book here on Amazon, the hardcover, like I said, is now listed at $29.97, 40% off of its retail price, which is typically $49.95. So you can pre-order this now, but more importantly, they have added the cover that we saw was, we know was now the official cover from the announcement yesterday, but they added the back cover as well, which provides us some information and unfortunately lets us know that the adventure is only set for characters of levels 1 to 8. But again, if you look down here, you can also see the retail prices, suggested retail price is $49.95 here in the US, 40% off right now if you go and check it out. So let's read the back cover. Something wicked this way comes. Once every 8 years, the fantastic Witchlight Carnival touches down on your world, bringing joy to one settlement after the next. Its owners, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, know how to put on a good show. But there's more to this magical extravaganza than meets the eye. The carnival is a gateway to a fantastic Feywild domain unlike anything found on the material plane. Time has not been kind to this realm, however, and dark days lie ahead unless someone can thwart the dastardly schemes of the Hourglass Coven. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight takes adventurers from the Witchlight Carnival to Prismeer, a Feywild domain of delight. This book comes with a poster map that shows the carnival on one side and Prismeer on the other. My guess is that would also be the sort of insert contained within the Dice and Miscellany kit. So, again, unfortunately, levels 1 to 8 only, but that makes me think since we've been getting a routine kind of levels 1 to 11, levels 1 to 13, maybe this means there's more player content included in the book. Perhaps the folk of the Feywild races, for example, could be added in here, maybe some new spells. So if we have that, that would make sense to have a shorter adventure because you have to pad out the book and to fill in that number of pages and to have that information in there, you have to shorten the adventure. A couple other things to take away. They reference it as a Feywild domain of delight, which sounds remarkably close to a domain of dread, and I don't know if it's a play on that, but it could be. We already know there's the Carnival domain of dread in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which sounds like Prismeer possibly might be what that is. I also like Prismeer, sounds like Premier and Prism. So again, we also have Mr. Witch and Mr. Light run it, and it's also called Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So I imagine like a Ringling Brothers or a Barnum and Bailey kind of circus style thing. You're gonna combine, Witch and Light to make the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Carnival, and that's their two names together. Taps into folks, in the sort of the tail end here of The Greatest Showman, which was a huge success. So that can be tapped into there as well. It mentions the dastardly schemes of the Hourglass Coven. We know this is Feywild based. That probably means the great antagonist is a coven of hags, the Hourglass Coven. So if you like Feywild stuff, you like hags as enemies and things like that, and spooky, weird magic, this seems like it's probably the adventure for you. Everything you'd want out of a Feywild adventure. The only thing that I think would be amazing, and I highly doubt it, is Hasbro obviously owns Wizards of the Coast. Hasbro also, I think, owns the right... Yeah, Hasbro owns Transformers, and they say there's more to this magical extravaganza than meets the eye. And as a kid who grew up in the 80s, when I hear more than meets the eye, I'm obviously thinking Transformers. Do I think there's anything Transformers related or cheeky tongue-in-cheek references to it beyond that? Probably not, but that would be hilarious. But yeah, well, I'll be on the lookout to continue to cover this. Like I said, I don't know what the news we're going to get as of noon Eastern time or 9 a.m. Pacific. My thoughts are it's probably just going to be the official unveiling of the Mages of Strixhaven, Unearthed Arcana, alongside the fact that Curriculum of Chaos is coming, because they haven't made a formal announcement about that yet. Although, again, it's been on Amazon and several news articles have talked about it already. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description below if you want to go pre-order either of these. Like I said, if you're planning on getting the standard edition cover, I would probably jump on it now because it's 40% off, and I can't guarantee that that'll stick around for a long time or that it'll last all the way up until the launch of the book. So I find more often than not when things on Amazon are on a percentage off like this, jump on it, pre-order it now, lock yourself in at that lower price. So anyway, folks, take a look in the description for those links. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.